Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. I'd better hurry up and make this video before, well, it gets hopelessly outdated. I decided to pick up the, what even is this mutant called? The AMX-13 M24. It seems like it should be a worse version of both tanks. You have the, essentially what is the AMX-13 with the not autoloader on top at a lower profile, just as mobile of a vehicle, very good light tank in the regular tech tree. And then you have the M24, which in the American configuration, being on the chassis of an M24, has possibly better survivability, but that's debatable. But what you definitely do have is a low speed stabilizer, which is not available on this vehicle at the time. But that doesn't seem to matter all that much for this light tank. It still retains most of the strengths of the AMX-13 chassis, which is the good mobility and somewhat low profile, but it is a little bit of a mutant as well with that M24 turret on top. And I think it's more of an advantage to have a centrally mounted turret as opposed to the rear mount that you have on this vehicle. But the cannon is fantastic. It's that old reliable American short 75 that is good at taking down just about everything, has a good reload rate, very reliable ballistics, and it's one of those guns that you see so many other places in the American line and a few places as well in every nation in the game that you can really get a good feel for it. And yet you'll also find yourself in positions where gun feel doesn't matter all that much because you just need to decide when to shoot, and that's exactly where we find ourselves here. And of course, because this is a scout tank, you get to do all of the scout things. I love the scout mechanics in War Thunder. I think it definitely benefits close air support, which is my favorite aspect of the game. And no, we cannot shoot through that house, but that's okay. We still have that 50 cal on the roof, and it's enough to take down the death wagon. And action continues apace. You can see that we're keeping up with the front line here. We're doing well. We're where we need to be, and we're getting just a little bit too aggressive here, but whatever. We've already had enough success in our scout tank to be able to spawn back in whatever we want. And there you can see one of the aspects of this tank that will be different than the Chaffee. When you're cresting a rise, your gun's going to wobble around a lot along with your gunner view, because all of the weight of the turret is there at the rear of the tank, and you don't have that low speed stabilizer. Thankfully, you still do have a good amount of gun depression, which might even be better than the, whatever the heck. Is that an enemy? No, that's an ally. Well, I'm a dummy, so I miss out on that kill. No, that was another ally? Okay, I'm confused, and now I'm being killed. So, reposition and see what we can pick up here. Maybe do a little bit of spotting with our machine gun. You know, just whatever scouring for points we can do. So, while the action plays out in the background, why don't I tell you a little bit about how things have been going, because it's been a while since I made a talkie video for you all, and I continue to be not focusing very much on YouTube and not playing nearly as much War Thunder as I used to. I've been spending time paying attention to my kids, which they're growing up so fast. They got the baby Joshy started crawling a while back, and he'll be walking soon. And the girls are just blossoming. They're such cool people, and I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to raise my kids and spend time with them. I know that's not an opportunity that everybody has. I grew up in a single parent home, and my mom didn't have time to spend with us because she was busy working, so we mostly, more or less, raised ourselves. And I've turned out well enough, I suppose, but I like being able to give all of the... How the hell are we still alive? I like being able to give all of the things that I didn't have to my own kids. It's a great feeling to just build them a life that they don't even know what they could have been missing out on. Anyway, I have also started planting a garden in my yard, so I'm using all manual tools to do that. No rototiller, no fertilizer, nothing like that. I'm just working, and it's been an extension of my exercise commitment that's been really good for me. And I've also been continuing to strength train with my 1-minute workouts that I'll have to show you guys how those work out, but there's a lot of other stuff I'd rather show you guys, like adorable videos of my kids. You may have noticed that my channel is somewhat full of those, and that's not going to change anytime soon. They're growing up so fast. They're like a totally different person every month. So there's no better place to preserve that adorableness. Can we get it up in time? No, come on. 90 mils of pen. That armor's like 60 mils, and yes, it did like bounce first, but hush. Maybe it's thicker than that. I'm not quite sure, but meh, I say. Oh well, whatever. We had a good run. So I also picked up the P47 because, dude, P47, like, I can never get enough of these things, and this is the first Razorback P47 that I've flown in the game, because I'm not wasting my time with tech tree vehicles, my friend. I've got money to spend. But I have also been spending less money on War Thunder. A little bit less. I did get both of these vehicles when they were on sale during the whatever big sale we just had. 30% off of everything. Yeah, it makes a difference. So, we're gonna have some fun with this one. It's not gonna be showing you the best potential of the P47, but you'll see what I mean. It was fun. In any event, I've been digging up my lawn with permission from my landlady, who happens to be my grandma, so that makes things a little bit easier. And my wife and I are looking to buy a house, which is a really good idea, but it's a really bad time for it because the housing market here on the Oregon coast has gone completely, and I mean literally, insane. Property values have doubled or tripled in the space of like 4 months. So it's absolute madness. I think it's a side effect of the insanity that's happening in the more populated areas of our glorious state and the neighboring hostile nation of California. So that's the way things go. It's what happens. We're very familiar with getting refugees from the Socialist Republic of California, and that's not going to change anytime soon. We love our Californians, and hopefully they will not bring their politics here. But if they could also not bring their property values to my neighborhood, my house is worth too much, damn it! You cocksuckers are killing the value of my neighborhood. Anyway, why am I so angry? I'm actually just super excited to be talking to you guys. So here is just a little bit of testing between the two different versions of whatever the hell jet this is. I keep forgetting. And this was definitely one of those flavor of the month jets that a lot of people that didn't fly it all the time felt like it was completely overpowered. And of course, whenever you have a vehicle that people think is overpowered, the first thing that happens is all of the meta surfers will jump onto it, and these are people that are generally fairly skilled at the game anyway, and they will absolutely annihilate with teams stacked with these things. And the firepower of this jet is fantastic. The Scorpion, I can't remember what designation, F87, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a beautiful jet. I absolutely love the look of it. It has this like retro futuristic look. It looks like a spaceship, like a rocket, like what's his name? Flash Gordon should be piloting one of these things or whatever. But the weapon system is both extremely overpowered in the sense that these are proximity fuse anti-aircraft rockets at a very low BR for what they are, but also just incredibly awkward. You can see you get a lot of hits with these. You don't get to decide if you're going to kill somebody with these rockets. They can do good. Like, look at that. We've gotten 3 hits now at least with these rockets. And if they were dummy rockets, I might have been able to just directly contact them with them. But because they don't have that lethality anymore, I think their overall lethality has been toned down quite a bit. And you can sometimes get the one-shot kill with them, but you never just fire one rocket because they're not perfectly accurate. Let's compare those results. You can see we had pretty good target tracking there. Actually, no. I'll show you some more of this aircraft. Never mind. I'm an idiot. You can see, look, we got probably around 6 detonations there in a head-on, so they were on target, but I don't even know if we got a hit out of that. So they are certainly not an overpowered weapon system. Now they're probably more flexible than other guns in the game, and they could potentially give you some extra cards to play, especially in a head-on situation. But if you're looking for an advantage in head-on attacks, burst mass tends to be your best bet. And again, look at that, we got a huge kill there, probably just from one of the rockets detonating. And it's not as much under your control because of the proximity fuse, and that makes it feel random, and there probably is a good amount of RNG involved there. But another thing that's changed about the maybe it's an F89. Is it the F89? I can't remember the designation of this thing, but one of the major changes to the Scorpion since its introduction in the game, wow, it just we couldn't get on target there. I tried. The proxy fuse just doesn't work for you when you need it to, and that's kind of what defines the weapon system at this point. But the flight model and the damage model of this plane have been seriously fixed, I guess. It used to rip a lot more than it does now, and this jet is very capable of tearing itself apart in a straight line if you continue to WEP at low altitude, but you're much less likely to tear your wing off when maneuvering, even at high speed. I have caused a wing rip crash once when pulling neg G at high speed, but never during positive G maneuvers, so that's good. That's a serious improvement over what it had before, and it really helps the Scorpions, and I'm going to highly recommend the canon version of the Scorpion, which now sits at the same battle rating over the missile version. I love the rocket version. It's a lot of fun, and yet it's also a lot less of a meta vehicle than its predecessor in the same premium line. So you really don't need to shell out for the rocket jet to get the best effect. And you can see pretty good burst there, and we did get the kill. So they can work. It makes the rocket F89, I think it's the F89D, I can't remember, F87, whatever, you guys know, look it up. I can't be bothered, I don't have time today. But here's the 20mm version. You can see I do love both of these aircraft, as I've made a custom skin for each of them, and this one is the It's a Gundam skin that I love so very, very much. I think at one point this aircraft actually did get a target lead indicator, which was absolute madness, but I think shortly after that it was reduced just to having a distance indicator, sort of a gun lock feature with targeting radar. And that's not entirely useless, but it's also not really an advantage over the mechanics you get in air RB anyway. Maybe it matters a little bit more in mixed battles. But now I'm going to show you the difference in ease of use of the weapon systems. The 20mm are just absolute shredding machines. Look at that, just burnt. And unfortunately, this version of Windows just does not play nicely with my recording software, so most of my War Thunder videos are going to have the audio's, it's almost muted, but if you turn it way up you can hear the in-game audio. I don't know, it's a thing, and I could spend the time to deal with it, but I've got other things to do. And that's kind of been the look at that. Look at that. I mean, you literally cannot ask for a better weapon system at this battle rating. And it's even effective against tanks. You can see, there we go. There's our neg-G crash. So I did get to demonstrate that for you. So high-speed neg-G maneuvers, not good for this plane. It does have those heavy fuel tanks on the wings. So that's gonna, jeez Louise, look at the just incredible firepower of these guns, firing continuous AP belts that absolutely shred through light targets and most roof armors in the game, even from a distance of say a kilometer in the vertical. This plane is really everything you want out of an American monster of firepower. Does not have great energy retention, does not have a high degree of mobility, but it has incredible acceleration, a good speed envelope, good controllability at high speed, and I mean, just look at that. It's the firepower, man. This is the premier support fighter, or de facto CAS, and I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay extra SP. Did I get raked by Allied Fire a little bit there? I don't think so. I don't think you have to pay extra SP for carrying the ground target's belts for this aircraft, so that is an advantage in mixed battles. Anyway guys, I do have another video coming for you to show you some Germany not suffering, but that's in the near future. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.